Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rich Bresky with BandDirector.com. We're at a lunch break from the 2015 Vandoren Clarinet Ensemble Festival. And I have with me Michael Fenoglio, who's the Vandoren product specialist that's here today. And so thanks very much for sponsoring the festival.
We're excited to be here.
We're excited to be here, and so the performances we've seen this morning were really terrific. You were telling me earlier that Vandoren was actually a person, that some people don't know that. So maybe you give us a little history of Vandoren.
Absolutely. So Eugene Vandoren was the founder of the company back in 1905. Eugene was a clarinetist in the Paris Opera, among other things, and really quickly became known for making superior quality reeds. And everybody made their own reeds back then, but his really were above the rest. And it didn't take long before he was making reeds for players in the area, selling reeds. About 30 years later or so, his son Robert took over the business, and Robert was a very gifted clarinetist, and actually on a tour in America, he came over and sort of showcased the Vandoren reeds, and they became wildly popular in the United States. And so that was sort of the beginning of a very expansive time for Vandoren. Under Robert, they actually also developed the 5RV mouthpiece, which is still one of our most played mouthpieces today.
Is that the first mouthpiece in Vandoren?
It was, yes, it definitely was. And fast forward another 30 years, Robert's son, Bernard, came into the company. And Bernard is really known for his mechanical genius. And under Bernard, the line of mouthpieces just really expanded, and as well as reeds. He developed all new technology that measures down to 1/100th of a millimeter, down to the micron. And just recently, which is very exciting, Bernard's son has entered the business. So Vandoren is now in his 4th generation of being a family.
Wow, that's terrific. Yeah. That's terrific. It's still family owned.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Of course, BandDirector.com primarily talk to band directors specifically. So when we talk about the reeds and mouthpieces that their middle school or high school students might have more success on as they move to the better instruments. So, tell me a little bit about reeds and mouthpieces for the high school students.
Sure. Okay. Well, from the high school perspective, we actually have a brand new clarinet reed. It's the first new B-flat clarinet reed from Vandoren in over 15 years at this point.
So what's new about it?
It's called the V21, and it is a combination of two of our existing reeds, the V12 and the 56 Rula Peak. So it's cut from the same blank as the 56, so it has the same shape, which is more tapered towards the heel and thicker. And it has the profile of the V12. So kind of the idea is you get the response of the V12, but some of the darker tonal characteristics of the 56 Rula Peak. It can be a great step-up reed for students that are currently on traditional reeds. Just a little darker sounding, performs leaps with incredible ease. Very cool product.
It sounds like I'm thinking about the band director who's maybe a brass player, a percussionist. It sounds like a reed that might go well as you move into your step-up instrument.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And mouthpiece? What mouthpiece do you recommend?
From our beginners, we recommend the 5RV lyres. B45s are also very popular, especially going into high school. But in all truth, the 5RV lyre, even though it's a great beginner's mouthpiece, it's a great mouthpiece, period. So we also have the M series, so the M15s, M30s, they're very popular. And in the last few years we came out with masters mouthpieces that are really catching on as well. So,
and you also make mouthpieces, of course, for all the clarinet models.
Yeah, absolutely.
And saxophones.
And saxophones.
Yes. So we're looking at the clarinet ensembles here, and I'm sure that when a band director buys an alto clarinet or a bass clarinet, it comes with a mouthpiece. It sounds like there are probably recommendations you might have in order to upgrade that.
Absolutely, and that's something that I think it's important for band directors, especially the non-woodwind band directors that may not be as familiar with this, but when it comes time for step-up instruments, let's say, step-up mouthpieces make a huge difference, perhaps even a bigger difference. So for schools that are maybe strapped for cash and students that can't afford a new instrument, a step-up mouthpiece can make all the difference in the world.
Sure, and it sounds like the V21 reed would be a great addition as well for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we also have, just in the last couple of years, Vandoren entered the student reed market.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Juno, and they are designed for beginners.
Okay.
It's a simpler cut designed for quick response and evenness through all registers.
Mm-hmm.
It's made on the same machines that our professional reeds are made
Mm-hmm.
on, subject to the same quality control,
Sure.
same cane. It's just designed specifically for students.
Sure, so it's helpful so the students get success sooner.
Absolutely,
Helps
yes, and that's what you want. They stay in band longer,
That's it.
and yeah, it's a
Mm-hmm.
it's a really great product, and
Mhm.
it's also obviously priced at a student reed level. So.
Well, it sounds like a nice family of reeds for a player to move through. Obviously, if they're designed for different purposes, but they're similar in quality, so moving from one reed to the other is probably a goal for Vandoren, to see someone move
Absolutely.
all the way through it.
Juno is their first Vandoren. That's what we
Mhm.
say. My first Vandoren.
There you go. That's great. Well, Michael, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today,
Thanks for having me.
we're excited to hear the rest of the concerts. Hopefully, we can pull a camera in to see your product presentation at 1:30.
That'd be
We
great.
can make that work technology-wise, and
Certainly.
we'll be sure to be there. And so, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.